friends, welcome to Music City Kids. My name is Tamara with Love in a Big World, and I'm so glad you're here. On Music City Kids, we want to help you grow strong in mind, body, and heart. And in order for us to do that, we have to have a healthy and safe place to live here on planet Earth. So today we're going to be talking about what we can do to keep planet Earth safe and healthy. There's things that you and I can both do on a daily basis to make sure that we have a safe place for us and for all those around us to live. What does that look like? Well, first we have to understand the word environment. Environment means your surroundings, where you live. So yes, you live in a home or an apartment or a townhouse or a duplex, but you also live on this planet called Earth. And we have to take care of the land and the sea and the air and even the universe surrounding this planet. So we're going to talk about that today. And I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things to do is be outside. As you can tell, I'm outside in my backyard right now, and I love it. Earlier this morning, I took a long walk at the park with my puppy, 3 miles. It was awesome. I just love the sunshine, the trees, the green grass, the sound of the birds. And so I want to make sure that I'm doing my part so I can continue to enjoy nature. How about you? First up today, we've got a special message from Family Fit Mom and an adventure that she had in nature on the river.
Hey Music City Kids, this week we're talking about doing something that requires courage. And so for me, I'm facing a major fear. I am terrified of water, I'm terrified of kayaking. But today, here I am, Stones River kayaking. I'm going to try it for the first time. Yes, I'm 46. Yes, I'm afraid. But as a family today, I'm going to face a fear and join in with my family and try kayaking for the first time. So fingers crossed, I'll let you know. Yeah, so this is Anthony. He's getting me all hooked up on this kayak adventure. I am so scared, but he has made me feel so much better. He's already told me what are the rules for when I get on the kayak. What do I have to have?
Oh, you need your life jacket, and that's it. You just need a little sense of direction when you take off. We're going to make sure you all know how to use kayak paddles as well. Yeah, we're going to send you guys off.
Awesome. So guys, I feel safe. I'm going to wear my life jacket, and I'll let you know how this adventure goes. Hopefully I survive. Whew, face your fears. Thank you. All right, Music City Kids, so I'm in the water. I actually love kayaking. I'm so glad that I tried to do something that I was afraid of. All right, Music City Kids, I made it. I actually like kayaking. Thank you so much for following my journey to Do It Afraid.
Hi everybody, so today I want to tell you about our stingrays, and you can see we've got a few of them behind me over here. Stingrays are actually part of the shark family, so they all come from what we call cartilaginous fish, okay? And that's because they don't have true skeletons, so they don't have bones like you and me. Instead, their skeletons are made up of cartilage. Now we also have cartilage as humans, that's our ears and our noses, okay? So with our stingrays that you see swimming around here, we have 3 stingray species, but there's a variety of stingrays you find off the South African coast. Here at the aquarium, we've got short-tailed stingrays, and they're one of the largest stingray species. Our male over here that I'll point out when he comes around can get to about 2 meters. So from one side of his wing to the other will be about 2 meters in length, and from his top of his snout right through to his tail, he'll get to about 4 meters. You can see him now just in the background over there, but I'm sure he'll come over. Another stingray species we have here is our eagle rays, and they're quite different. They actually are open water stingray species, so they don't like to sit too much on the exhibit or the ocean floor. And then we also have a honeycomb stingray, and she's got a beautiful pattern on her back, and that's because that species actually comes from our tropical waters. So she has this really cool camouflage on her back that she uses to blend in with the coral reefs. Now, stingray species, they actually have a barb on their tail, and that barb is used for defense. So we don't have to be too worried about it, because they'll only really use it if they feel extremely threatened or cornered. So here at the aquarium, we never corner them, and when we feed them, we work with them really, really carefully. Our stingrays, their mouth is on the underside of their body, and their gills are also on the underside of the ear. So they have 5 lines, and that's how they're able to breathe. So they pull water through what we call spiracles, which are these 2 holes on the side of their head, and then they flush the water up over their gills, and that's how they get oxygen, and that's how they're able to breathe underwater.
Hey guys, Kinston here. You know, one place I'd like to travel to this summer is Indianapolis, because my grandparents live there. My grandparents are really nice. My brother and I usually spend 1 week there during the summer. We always do something fun, like go bowling, play mini golf, or just go to the park. Now, I'm pretty good at mini golf, but my bowling game could use some work. Good or not, I still have a blast doing all these things with my grandparents. We also like to rent movies and watch them together, sometimes while eating pizza. I also like hanging out with their dogs. Sometimes they don't recognize us, so we have to help them remember us. Sometimes I play with them in the backyard. Oh, and my grandparents have a Wii. We love to play games on it. We play bowling, golf, and basketball on the Wii. I also like to play a game of pool in the basement with my grandparents. It's always a competitive game. Granny makes my favorite foods like chicken, macaroni and cheese, and greens. For breakfast, she makes her special oatmeal, some sausage, and some orange juice. She always gets my favorite snack, donuts. I may not go there this summer, and I will definitely miss that trip, but at least I still get to see them on FaceTime as much as I want. I know that some of you can relate and may not get to see your family in person this summer, but hopefully you can still see them virtually. It's only for now, and then we'll get back to taking our favorite trips. So this summer, let's remember to stay positive and have fun in new ways. You know what? I think I should go pack my suitcase, just in case. Back to you, Tamara.
Well, friends, you've probably learned about rinse, reuse, and recycle. And that is an important thing that we need to do in order to help care for our planet. If we're using plastics or other materials that we can use again, we need to rinse those and reuse them for another purpose. I do that all the time, especially with containers or glass jars. And then if I'm not able to reuse them, I recycle. And I recycle not only cardboard and plastic and aluminum cans, but I also recycle home goods and clothing. I take those to my local Goodwill. So, find ways that you can rinse, reuse, and recycle, not only food containers, but other things that you have in your home. That's one of the ways that we can cut down on pollution that hurts the land, the sea, the air. You gotta remember that we're all connected. We are all created beings sharing this planet Earth. We are all very special. And you know, I once heard that we have the same matter as the stars in our very being. Imagine that. We are that brilliant and beautiful. Here's a special song from Natalia's soul called Stardust to help you understand how much you're worth.
Hi, my name is Natalia Soul. I'm from Argentina, and I'm going to sing a song to you that I co-wrote with a friend, Barbara from California, and it's called Made Out of Stardust. When your life is falling apart, do you ever search for a sign? Close your eyes and say a prayer. When you have to start from scratch and your dreams seem so whatever rich, ever look to the sky and make a wish. Oh, how makes you share your thoughts with a billion glowing eyes. Remember, you're made out of stardust. You're made out of stardust. you're strong, cause you fail, but keep coming strong, doing epic cosmic stuff, cause you can't get enough of life when your light is guiding you. Ooh, there's nothing you can do. Remember, you made out of stardust. You made out of stardust. The darkness doomed to be over, cause you've been forged by a supernova. Here is the simple truth you can trust. You and I are made out of stardust. You're 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 made out of stardust. Back to you, Tamara.
All right, so I want to tell you about two very important women and their contribution to helping us understand our responsibility, how we can take charge of our own words and actions when it comes to caring for our planet. The first is Rachel Carson. And Rachel Carson's research into the dangers of chemicals in the water and on the land led to the development of the Environmental Protection Agency. Rachel Carson lived from 1907 to 1964. And it's amazing that her contributions are something that we're still learning from today. And the wisdom that she had is something that we're still applying so that we can take better care of our planet. So check out the book, Rachel Carson, Clearing the Way for Environmental Protection, at your local library or on audible.com. Another great woman who lived in Africa but spent time studying here in the United States is Wangari Maathai. You can find her book, Wangari Maathai, The Woman Who Planted Millions of Trees, by Frank Prevost. After she received her education here in America, Wangari returned to Kenya to start the Green Belt movement. She helped to replant trees in the areas where trees had been cut down. And in so doing, she provided jobs for the women of that area. Wangari Maathai lived from 1940 to 2011. So she was a bit of a contemporary with Rachel Carson, but then lived much, much later. So read about her story and how her care for the trees led to care for animals, and how her care for the animals and the trees led to her care for women and their families. It's the circle of life, like we know about from The Lion King. We're all connected on this planet. So what can you do to show you care for nature? And in so doing, show that you care for people. I'd love to hear your ideas, so you can tell us in the comments below. Next, we've got a special message from Dr. Dawn about cooling foods. And again, this is a way that you and I are connected to nature.
Hey, Music City kids, Dr. Don here with my friend Chuck, and have a great summertime tip for you today. So, when you're outside and you're getting all worked up, getting hot, we've talked about staying hydrated, and that's extremely important. But did you know there's actually foods that can be cooling to your body. That's right. And you know, food is medicine with me. So I'm going to give you a couple of foods that you can use to help cool your body off when you're getting a little too worked up, okay? So there's a couple of fruits and a couple of vegetables I'm going to give you. The fruits are really easy and they're portable. I like that, you know, especially on the summertime, we're always on the go. So number one, apples. But remember our dirty dozen list. Apples are on that list that we really want to make sure we try to eat organic. But apples can be a good cooling food when our bodies are too warm. The second is pears. I'd still put that on that organic list. But pears can be a very good cooling food, and you always have the classic watermelon. Watermelon is a great cooling food. It's also what's called a negative calorie food, meaning it takes more energy to actually consume it than it does than the calories that go in. But that's a whole other story. Now, I do like the fruits. Like I said, they're great on the go, but there's a couple of vegetables I really like too. Cucumbers are one of my favorites. They really do help cool the body down. And a lot of people actually put slices of cucumber in their water and let it soak, and it infuses in there, and it actually is like a double whammy. The other one is celery. Celery is a really good cooling food. That one's not so easy to travel around with, but it is a good cooling vegetable. But remember to just stay hydrated. That's really cool. Don't get overheated. If you feel like you're getting overheated, too hot, then take a break. There's no reason to stay out in the sun too long. Just take it easy. Have fun. Use these tips. Carry around an apple and a pear in your bag when you're on the go. Help cool off your body in the summertime. But that's my short little summertime tip today. Hope you guys are doing well. Back to you, Tamara.
Hey everybody, welcome to my home again. Well, I've been having such a good time doing art projects with you, and it's so cool finding things right around the house that we can use to do our art with. So I have another project that is, again, using our Old Faithful toilet paper roll, and I want to show you how you can create a deep sea creature with your empty toilet paper roll. So let's get into it. Okay, I've got my toilet paper roll, my Mod Podge, or you can use any type of craft glue you have. I'm going to draw a line to tell me where to stop cutting, because we're going to cut the bottom half of our toilet paper roll into strips about the thickness of your finger all the way around. And once we have it all the way around, I'm going to have you bend these strips up and start kind of curling them a little bit, or bending them upwards, okay? And then we're going to take the back of our scissors. I don't know if you've ever done this technique before, but I'll flatten the scissors out and then pull the paper through and cause the paper to curl up. And this is going to give our sea creature some legs or some tentacles. Add your craft glue, rub that in all the way around, and then we're going to set that aside to get tacky while we cut our piece of felt that we're going to use. I could paint the toilet paper roll or color it, but I had some felt, so I'm going to use that today. And I cut enough to go around the top half of the toilet paper roll, okay? I'm going to make some eyes for my sea creature, draw them on my other piece of felt, make them kind of googly and funny, and cut those out. And then I'm going to size them up, sort of see where I want to place them on my sea creature, right about there. Now I'm just going to paint the legs. I wanted to do a little purple white legs, or tentacles, so that's what I'm going to do. You can paint yours to match the top half, or you can be creative and use stickers, and there you have it. Back to you, Tamara.
Hey guys, it's me, Skylar. Today I'm going to be showing you what I like to do in the summer. So what I like to do in the summer is I like to go on my air track and use it as a slip and slide into the pool. So the first thing you want to do is wet it. You can use water from your pool, or you can use a hose. So after you're done wetting, you should be ready to go slide. You need to get a good running start so you can get a fast slide into your pool. Okay, so once you're done wetting and you think you have enough water on, you should be ready to slide.
Hi Music City kids! The other day I went on a hike and decided to film some of the things I saw. In these woods I usually hear a lot of unique sounding birds, so this time I did some research on the park and found out what species of birds live here. As I was walking, I recorded some bird sounds on my phone, so that's what you'll be hearing throughout the video. The first species of bird is called a barred owl. This is one of the most common types of owls that can be seen in this area. It is active during the day and may be seen quietly perched on a tree limb above the trails. Groups of 3 or more sometimes communicate with a series of howls and squawks. These owls fly in complete silence, which helps them hunt for rodents and small birds, and they also feed on snails and frogs. The second type of bird that lives here is the pileated woodpecker. This woodpecker is the size of a crow with a striking red crest at the top of its head. It carves long rectangular furrows in dead trees searching for insects, and it digs out a distinctive rectangular nest. It also has a loud and clear call that can be heard for miles in the forest. The third type of bird that can be seen in this park is the eastern bluebird. This close relative of the robin is usually associated with open fields where it uses nest boxes to raise 3 babies per year. They are found along woodland and road edges, nesting in natural holes in the trees. Males are sky blue with a chestnut-colored chest, and the females have a duller grayish color. These birds sing a low-pitched song and eat insects and seeds. The last bird I'll talk about is an American goldfinch. This small yellow and black bird varies in color depending on the season. In the winter, the yellow becomes a dull green. Males look similar to the females but have more feathers. These birds mainly eat seeds and use weeds and vines as nest material. Like the bluebird, it is easy to spot in open fields, but can be seen in flight or on treetops singing like a canary. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the videos from my hike and learning about these cool birds. I encourage you to get outside as often as you can. You can find some beautiful places to explore and learn about. So next time you're out in nature, see if you can take some cool pictures, videos, or you could even just listen to the sounds around you. Listen for unique animal sounds, listen to the wind in the trees. The more you take notice of what's around you, the more you can understand and appreciate your environment. Thanks again for watching. Back to you, Tamara.
Do you hear that? Do you hear the cicadas? And the birds? You know, in our neighborhood, we've got lots of creatures. Bunny rabbits and skunks, deer, all the insects that you can imagine. Some of them I don't like very much, but they're here. Of course, we've got lots of dogs and cats too, who live with the humans, but there's a whole world that's dependent upon the earth. And it's our job to take care of this planet. So I want to share a few tips with you from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration about ways that we can care for our planet. And the first is getting educated, like you are today, understanding how you're connected to nature. We talked about the 3 R's, rinse, reuse, and recycle, but you also can volunteer for cleanup projects in your neighborhood. So when there's trash, you can clean it up. You can conserve water. So when you're brushing your teeth, turn off the water while you're scrubbing and then turn it back on to rinse your toothbrush. Also, shop wisely, using less plastic. Encourage your mom and dad, your grandparents, to use long-lasting light bulbs. Plant a tree. Trees give off oxygen. That's what we need to breathe. And we produce carbon dioxide, which is what the trees need to breathe. Don't send chemicals into our waterways. That hurts all of the creatures who live in the water, the rivers and the oceans. And bike more. Drive less. These are some simple things that we can do every day to cut down on pollution and help keep our planet safe and healthy. So in turn, we can be safe and healthy. And when you and I take responsibility, take charge of our own words and actions, when we show care for the world around us, caring for the well-being of this planet, we're choosing to love in a big world. We're making a positive difference by choosing to love. Thanks for tuning in to Music City Kids. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.